Hi everyone, if you also want to know how to create this fresh and dewy makeup look on yourself or your model, then keep watching. I started with a gel based moisturizer on her skin and made sure that I took the moisturizer everywhere under her eyes, in the corners of her nose and mouth, and massaged it well into the skin. I felt that her skin was pretty good and did not need a primer, so I directly went in with my foundation next. First, I needed to shade match, so you can see me doing that around her jawline. As a makeup artist, you cannot carry every shade there is, so I mixed a couple of shades to get her perfect match. You can see me here making sure that the shades that I mixed blended well into her skin. After I was satisfied with the shade match, I loaded the product into my foundation brush and buffed it into the skin. To make sure that there was no excess product sitting on top or any streak marks left by the bristles of the brush, I went in with a blender on top. After that, I also went in again with my foundation brush because I felt like there were some areas around the mouth that I did not initially cover. Then moving on to concealer, I used a shade that matched exactly her skin tone to get some coverage under her eyes. I always prefer to use my fingers to blend the concealer, so I tapped that into the skin. To add some definition and highlights on her face, I also used a lighter color concealer right under her eyes, on the bridge of her nose, in the center of her forehead, and also her chin. You can see that I also brought that lighter color concealer from the corner of her eyes till her hairline to give that lifted effect. Again, I blended that in with the help of a smaller beauty blender in my fingertips again. And here you can see me talking to the dog in the studio. I did not feel the need to contour her face, and I just needed to add some warmth back into her face. So for that, I used a cream concealer palette and mixed a couple of shades on the back of my hand. I picked those shades up with the same brush that I used to put foundation on her because I felt that brush was small enough to get into the contours of her cheekbone. Then I put the concealer mix that I had just made on both sides of her face, around her jawline, and on the sides of her nose. After I was satisfied with my placement, I went in again with that brush and blended that well into the skin. When there were barely any product left into the brush, I took the brush around her hairline to give the natural tanned effect. For this look, I had decided that I would mostly use cream products to give that natural dewy finish. For that, I used a cream blush and blended that into the skin with the help of my fingers. Making sure there were no patches or finger marks, I moved on to the other sides and repeated the process. You can see me taking the blush all the way up till her hairline as well. With whatever were left on my fingertips, I put that around her nose as well for that sun-kissed look. With a very small powder brush, I used a loose banana powder right under her eyes to set the concealer around her T-zone and between her cheekbone and jawline. I did not feel the need to set her face with a lot of powder, so here you can see me just dusting off some on the face. After that, I used a cream highlighter on her face. You can see the placement here. I always prefer to use cream highlighter over the powder ones because I like that dewy finish. I used a very bronzy shade which I felt would complement her skin more. Placing the same highlighter on the bridge of her nose and the top of her nose, also on the cupid's bow. I used my fingers to blend that all in because I feel like the warmth of your hands blend the cream products very well and seamlessly into the skin. Placing that also right below the brow bone to lift the face. Now that our base makeup is done, I am moving on to the eyes. I usually do eyes first, but because today we are not doing a very elaborate eye look, I did the base first. I did put concealer and powder on the eyelids when I did on the rest of the face to prime them. I did ask my model to keep her eyes open so I can see her crease line easily. I'm using a large blending brush to blend that neutral pink shade on her eyes. I do create a V on the corners of her eyes. Earlier I forgot this step, so you can see me picking the same shade that I made on the back of my hand on my brush and using that from where the brow ends till her hairline to give that lifted effect. You can see me I create an upward angle. What this does is it lifts the entire face, so you can see me going again with my concealer brush and using that lighter shade of concealer right below where I put the contour. I am putting that concealer in the same angle I put the contour in. Blending that again with my fingers. After that was done, I used a brown pencil on her upper lash line to give some definition to the eyes. Make sure if you're doing this step to use a brown pencil that has a very creamy texture because it makes the blending process easier. Otherwise, it will become patchy. I use a small flat brush to blend that in on both the eyes. After that was done, my model suggested that we make a downwards wing with the same brown pencil on her eyes to accentuate her eye shape more. I did not know what she meant, so I let her show it to me. You can always take suggestions from your models because they do know what looks good on them, but it's not a necessary thing. After she was done making that wing, I really liked it, but I thought it was a bit too long, so I corrected that with my fingers. To give the definition on the lower lash line, I picked some brown shadow on the same flat brush that I had used it earlier and smudged that under the eyes. To give her eyes more brighter and open appearance, I used a champagne shade on a pencil brush and placed that on her inner corners. What this step does is it helps to give the face a younger appearance because that area of her eye generally darkens with age. For the last step of the eyes, I used a cream color base by MAC in a rose gold shades and placed it on the center of the lids. I did not do this earlier because it's a cream shadow. It tends to shift and settle between the creases, so I saved it for the last. Then going in again with the same blending brush that we used earlier, picking up that neutral pink shadow and giving more definition to the eyes. Now that I'm done with the eyes, I need to give some finishing touches to the face. Because we are doing a monochromatic look and using all pinks on the eyes, cheeks and lips, after the eyes were done, I felt like the blush was less. So I went in again with the cream blush. I also put a powder blush on top. I used a more copper tones to give some definition on the face. Usually what happens is if you use a single shade of blush, the face can look a bit flat. So if you use a couple of different colors in different areas, then it can give you more definition. Adding some more coverage on the corners of her lips because we missed that earlier. Now that I was satisfied with the entire look, I sprayed her face with a setting spray. You can see I did not put the mascara before the setting spray because we were going to use a non-waterproof mascara, and if I had used that before, it would have smudged on the face. Then the model herself brushed her brows up. We added mascara and eyebrow gel off camera, and this is the final look. Let me know what you would like to see next down in the comments and follow for more. Bye!